right, drive them in the mud. Nothing but the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's a Steelers win. That's how we play football. Let's go. That was amazing defense. Let me just say that right now before we even start. The final score was the Pittsburgh Steelers 29 and Cincinnati Bengals 14. That was a great defensive game. I told you the strategy to win was Bell, Brown and Ben, because on offense, passing. And then I also told you the biggest key to today's victory would be the Steelers' defense. And we definitely came out and played. Not only did we get 2 interceptions, we limited them to under 50 offensive passing rushing yards in the second half for Andy Dalton and his team, the Cincinnati Bengals. I believe we got 5 sacks today, and I believe they all came in the second half. We just completely shut them down in the second half. I'm super happy about that. So let's start from the beginning. We got 2 touchdowns to start out, and at midway through the second quarter, it was 14-14. At the end of the second quarter, it was 17-14. Mike Tomlin at the end of the second quarter called a timeout, and they didn't realize it until 3 seconds left in the second quarter. I think the clock show stopped around 6 or 7 seconds, so they would have had a chance to run another touchdown play before they kicking a field goal if they didn't get it. I'm kind of pissed about that, but I can't complain. We won 29-14. The Steelers are 5-2, and the next closest team in the division is 3-4. After the second quarter, though, we got 5 field goals to win the game. The biggest play and the play that made me laugh the most was the fake punt that the Steelers did. We already winning, and I understand why they did, just to control the game, but that was pretty great. And to see the Cincinnati's coaches on the sideline after that, just like, shit, that just happened. That was great. So all in all, that's a great game. Next week, I believe we go and play the Detroit Lions. I will make a video on that next week. But just a heads up, they're at 3-3 currently, and I'm not sure if they won or lost today. But going today, they are 3-3, and I think they're playing this week. I'm not sure if they won or lost today, but coming today, they were 3-3. I will do a pregame video on that next week, but for now, let's talk about the Steelers and how they win today. So we talked about the score and everything. Now let's just talk about. I love stats, so let's talk about the stats really quick. So Andy Dalton was 17 for 30, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns in the first half, or that all together. But he also had 2 interceptions that were pretty big. He did really well in the first half. I'm gonna say that right now. In the second half, he did all right, but he was under pressure and he just didn't stand a chance. I would say our defense is just that good that they couldn't do anything in the second half. We adjusted at halftime to them, and that's why we won the game. We played just like we did against KC, and I think if our defense can always play this good, we will win every game. We will. It's that simple. Ben Roethlisberger did pretty good, 224 yards for the day and 2 touchdowns, no picks, and he completed 14 of 24 passes. So overall, I think that's pretty good. Le'Veon Bell, let's talk about him for a second. He was just a monster out there. He had 35 rushes, 134 yards, and that does not even include the receiving yards that he got. The man's a beast. He's definitely, I'm not trying to be biased here or anything, but I think he's the best running back in the NFL right now. I would say the second best might be Cohen on the Bears or the Bears running backs, but he's better than them. Obviously, we played the Bears and we didn't show it, but I don't think we were good back then. We didn't have our defense together, and our offense is starting to click on all cylinders. Now, obviously, we did have 5 field goals. We need to adjust that. We got to score more points. But we did get 29, but I think we should have had more touchdowns. Obviously, we played against a pretty good Bengals defense. I was just going to try to look up how many pass receiving yards Bell had, and I'm not sure. I'm not going to do that right now, but I think he was very close to, if he didn't break 200 all around yards, I think he was very close. He had at least 175, I'm going to say, with receiving yards and rushing yards. But that was a great victory. Let's go Steelers, and we're 5-2 right now. First place in our division. That was the goal coming into this week. That's a great win. I will see you all late next week for the pregame, and I'll catch you all later. Go Steelers!